Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And we're so excited that you're here on this Tuesday night.
I was like, and?
I don't know. I was going to see how long I could leave you hanging. On this Tuesday night, that is the warmest one of the year, I think, so far.
So far.
We will see how the year continues. It's been a warm couple of days, and that is okay.
That just reminded me of the Simpsons bit, which I haven't even ever watched The Simpsons, but we have a very good friend that does. But the Bart Simpson where he's like, this is the worst day of my life. And Homer goes, this is the worst day of your life so far. That is how I feel with the heat.
It's not too bad. It could be worse.
The issue is, and I'm not even saying the whole, I went to Alaska for 2 weeks and it was like 40 degrees. What I am saying is that it was 65 to 75 for like the last couple months. It was fine. And then out of nowhere, we started hitting the 80s and 90s, like overnight.
This is true.
That's my issue.
All right. What should people do, Katie?
You should go into the chat and tell us how hot it is where you are. What is the feels like temperature? What's the humidity? Please tell me, because this is what interests me.
And also tell us what your favorite part of the Muppet movie is, because tonight we're going to be talking about its 45th anniversary, which would be fun as well, right?
We will travel by map to get there?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, we don't have to go anywhere. They do. The other thing you should do is you should go to chalkwalk.org/dapsmagic and join our Chalk Walk team tonight, tomorrow, very soon. We've got less than a month until the Chalk Walk happens, and we want your support. We want your feet to walk with us, your smile to meet us early in the morning, your humor to keep everybody entertained as we make our way through Disneyland and Disney California Adventure at a really early.
Well, that's what I'm
morning.
going to bring. What's everyone else going to bring?
The same thing. Coffee, Katie. They're bringing coffee. No.
Yeah, if somebody could show up with a traveler.
But we'd love to see you there and be a part of this, as it is a lot of fun and it makes a huge difference. And one of the benefits I've seen through the years is that you see the kids and their families that are a part of Chalk, and it really does make a huge difference for them, because when they go to this hospital, they're not just patients. They're treated like kids, and their childhood is celebrated, and they get to have fun as much as they can.
They get to be kids first instead of being sick first.
Yes.
And that is extremely important.
Yes. So yeah, go to chalkwalk.org/dapsmagic. Join the team. If you can't join it for whatever reason, you can join as a sleeping bear, which means you're on the team. You just don't walk.
Honk shoe.
Totally fine as well. Or if none of that works, just support. Pick a person on the team, and everybody has to raise $125 to start with. And I think we got some people that still haven't gotten there yet. So you can help them reach their $125 goal or more, because if they get $350, or if you get $350, you actually get a park hopper for the day of Chalk Walk. You don't have to worry about reservations because they're already taken care of.
That's quite exciting.
Anyway, chalkwalk.org/dapsmagic. See you there. It's going to be a great morning, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
I just wanted to give everyone an update because I asked for everyone's weather, and now I'm immediately seeing that all of your weather is actually worse than ours.
Except for Singapore.
That is worse than ours.
Yeah. That's
well,
pretty.
81 is worse than ours. 90 is worse than ours. 80 is worse than us. Currently it's 72. I am so sorry that I'm complaining.
Just remember, there's no air conditioning in here, and it's been closed, and so it acts as a heat.
Singapore 90 feels like 163% humidity. That is a lot of humidity.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
Probably used to it, to be honest.
That's fair.
All right. Another thing that's going to be a lot of fun, very similar in Chicago, it looks like. And that is the Oogie Boogie Bash. And tickets went on sale this morning for Inspire Magic Key holders. Tomorrow they go on for all the other Magic Key holders, and then they'll go on after that for everybody else. We were successful in getting our tickets. In fact, I would say it was the easiest year we've ever had for getting tickets for Oogie Boogie Bash.
We can say it now that it's over. It was definitely...
So we do a group effort every time.
Correct.
So Angela and I were on the website at like 8:45.
I was at work. I'm not a bum.
And at 8:45-ish, it turned into like the holding room or whatever, just like they said it was going to. And then a couple minutes after 9, it switched to the queue, just like they said it was going to. And then I think mine said 18 or 20 minutes to start with. And Angela was only like 2 or 3 minutes ahead of me.
Wow.
But she always is. Like, she somehow, except for once I beat her.
One time.
I'm proud of that.
I know, but that's like, but I'm saying for how often we do this,
she has ninja skills.
She does.
Like, she has like secret Disney powers.
She whispers
for
to the QID somehow.
So anyway, she was the one that got in first and got us tickets. But I heard Murray had no problem this morning. I saw Lindsay had no problems this morning, and so it was fun to see people just going through, and they did sell out for the amount that they were selling today. And we'll see what happens tomorrow.
I did think it was very funny because I don't want to say we're scarred from previous ticket sales, but we're
cautious.
So there was things going on that you were like, can we put aside an hour for this? And my first initial thought was like, just an hour? Like, are you sure?
I was hopeful.
I was very nervous. And then it was all much easier. Like, I checked my phone and I was
I do think the story, though, is with this is always do it with friends if you can, because if you have several of you doing it from different spots, it makes things more doable. I feel like it just, the odds work in your favor better. So there's your pro tip for the night. All right. With that, I think it's time to talk about.
Thanks, Dad. Thank you, Mr. Dad. Thanks, man. Thank you, Mr. Dad. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Mr. Daps.
We're going to use that as long as we possibly can, unless we get something better.
We're still probably going to use that for.
I'm still hoping that something better comes along.
I hope that something better comes.
That's where I was
along.
This last week, the Muppet Movie celebrated its 45th anniversary. Well, actually, it celebrated it at the beginning of June because that's when it came back in the theaters. But the 45th anniversary was over the weekend. And so I thought it was only fair for us to take a couple of minutes to talk about this movie, what it means, what we love about it, all of that stuff. Thank you in the chat for throwing in some of your favorite parts of it. I see Rolf with Kermit. Hope that something better comes along. Rainbow Connection finale, Magic Store, awesome spot. Is there? Oh, there we go. Bear in his natural. Yep.
A Studebaker.
A Studebaker. We were just referencing that today.
It's not often you see a guy that green have the blues that bad.
Did I miss one?
Clocky.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, Clocky. And then that's a good one as well, which is also Rolf and Kermit.
Yeah.
And that's what he was referencing. I got it now. Yeah. But Katie, what is your favorite part?
Magic Store. It is. Mr. Daps is probably tired of hearing this for me. I think that is the greatest summation of the Muppets that has ever been written ever. I also think it is the greatest Muppet song that exists.
Over like Rainbow Connection or...
Yes. Magic Store is hands down my favorite, and it is, in my opinion, the best summation, the best representation, all of those things about the Muppets. Specifically, if I am not doing well, and it has happened in the Muppet Vision queue, if I hear life's like a movie, write your own ending, keep believing, keep pretending, we've done just what we've set out to do, I will break down. I will lose it. Thanks to the lovers, the dreamers, and you. But I think that song also sums up the movie. It's about being weird and finding people that love your weird and embrace your weird. And yeah, that's... I now want to go back and watch the Muppet Movie just for that.
And embracing all the differences to come together to create something better than individually you could ever make, which I think is one of the great stories and lessons of the Muppet Movie as well. And I think Jim Henson was probably intentional about that. Can you picture that? Obviously, one of the most iconic moments of Muppetdom, I feel like.
It is.
Like, that one's up there. Rainbow Connection, obviously, is up there. I'm trying to think of what my favorite moment... That I do like the ending a lot.
Like Steve Martin.
It's the Steve Martin moment is amazing. Yeah, there's so many great moments. I mean, Massive Animal.
True.
Can't go wrong with that.
It's also just such a bonkers film debut.
Yeah. I hope to go back there someday. Like, we get this whole backstory that turns into a movie someday for Gonzo. Like, amazing.
It's true.
Muppets driving.
A fork in the road. That might be one of your favorite parts.
That is pretty funny as well.
The Steve Martin cameo in the Muppet Movie is one of, but okay, I'm sorry. I have like a top 5 list of Muppet cameos. Don't ask me to name them at the moment, but I will name the Steve Martin. Big Bird is also a really good part.
Big Bird.
The second greatest, and this is not related to the Muppet Movie, but is related to the Muppets. The second greatest Muppet celebrity cameo of all time. Do you know what I'm about to say? Rogan.
Oh, really?
The Seth Rogen bit is one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life.
But it is funny. Yes.
It's top 5 for me.
Okay.
Because the baby's running around saying Rogan, Seth Rogen losing it. And him going, "Your babies, are you allowed to watch this?" Is so like, and I don't normally find Seth Rogen to be very funny. That's why it is a million times funnier to me. But the Steve Martin bit, also, I just think Steve Martin is a Muppet of a man. Like, I think him and Martin Short are both Muppets, and Selena Gomez is the human.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like,
yeah.
Anyway, no, I think the Big Bird. Is there any other? This is me just asking questions now. Are there any other Sesame Muppets crossover that I am not thinking of at the moment, beside the Big Bird and Muppet Movie? The Big Bird. So formal. Drop the. Just Facebook.
You know, that's good. All right, we're gonna move along.
Oh, okay.
Well, they can throw a chat.
I didn't know if you had an answer.
I think Ernie and Bert show up in something, and I'm trying to forget what it, or I'm trying to remember what it is.
He's trying to forget. He does not like Bert and
I am
Ernie.
forgetting what it is.
I was kidding. It just sounded like he really didn't like Bert and Ernie.
No, I love Bert and Ernie. I think they're funny. I saw a picture of a guy that had a kid on his shoulders, and the caption was, "I clearly haven't had coffee yet today," because I thought that was Bert. Muppets Take Manhattan. That's the one. Thank you. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're in. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It totally makes sense. And I would love to see more of Sesame Street and Muppet crossover. I don't know that we ever will, but I think it's so charming when it does happen, and it's magical, and they all work in the same place anyway. So
maybe Bean. No, maybe the Sesame Street Muppets and the Muppets could all put together a very big show to save the studio from an oil baron.
Which that studio is getting sold.
It sure is. But I was making reference to Muppets 2011.
I know, but for good reason.
To stop an evil oil baron from selling the old studio.
They just need more space.
We already made that movie.
I think it's, did you even watch the last film?
Oh, Fozzie, did you even watch our last film?
Yeah. Speaking of things to watch, we have a new indie cam this week. This is what happens when you give him sushi grade salmon. Enjoy.
The law of unintended consequences is that we did eat salmon that night, and he did think it was for him.
The other thing I think is funny is at the end, he's licking his chops. He's like, all right, can I have more now? Like, is there more for me now? Like, I would like more. Thank you.
Well, and it's very funny. Obviously, every dog likes salmon. Well, probably every dog.
They have to. It's like a law or something.
His breed specifically, he is Alaskan. I think that he probably would have loved to go to the salmon streams and eat
Just go
salmon.
fishing.
Yeah, I imagine him. One, he would love a river. I think he'd be like, "This is amazing,"
Mhm.
and then I think that he would try to eat the fish that are jumping up. But instead, he gets Costco sushi grade salmon.
Mhm. Which some point we might have a video of us trying to make sushi from the Costco sushi grade salmon, because we saw a TikTok where people did that, and
There's this one guy on TikTok that does like sushi and sashimi at home.
it's like accessible.
Yeah, and he talks about like what you need to do.
Yeah.
All the safety protocols you need to follow. He says that Costco is one of the best places to get raw fish, which we have
Who knew?
agreed with
knew?
eating their salmon.
It's very good.
Honestly, Costco for me, like, not to be boring, but man, I love a wholesale warehouse. I love one wholesale warehouse. I only like their goods and or services. I don't love going there. But anyway, that what?
I don't know where we're going right now, but keep going.
I'm just looking at Indiana, and he's
Okay.
a happy little guy that was licking the concrete for more salmon.
All right. Anyway, that's him eating salmon. We will have a new one next week. In fact, it'll be a new filmed one, because all of those the last 3 times were from his birthday week. So he has now passed that. No more birthdays. Sorry, buddy.
Oh.
No more salmon.
He's now 13 months old,
Yep. There you go.
which is my sign to quit Geeks Corner.
Oh, okay. All right. Moving right along. Last year, we made the way over to Walt Disney World for the holidays to experience Disney Jollywood Night, because they had Muppets. This year, they're adding to the Muppets ice skaters
The Muppets
in Florida. Outdoors, it looks,
Yeah.
in front of the Grumman Chinese Theater replica. They are adding more, which I think is great, to Disney Jollywood Nights.
Thank goodness.
The Muppets are coming back.
Yay.
So is the Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along,
Good.
which I think was, to me, probably the best thing of the night. We don't get Miss Piggy ice skating. Unfortunately, they're in 2 different areas. Kermit and Miss Piggy will be in the show with Mickey and Minnie again. And the ice skaters are going to be internationally acclaimed ice skaters doing something. I'm like, so I'm writing the article this morning.
Mhm.
And I'm just trying to visualize this, because they really do lean into it being an old-fashioned Christmas celebration at Disney Jollywood Nights and Hollywood Studios in general at Christmas time. And so you see these people show up, and they're in their like dressed to the nines, fancy dresses and tuxes and jackets and like muffs and all of this Christmassy, wintry paraphernalia.
Mhm.
And it was like 80 degrees that day.
It's rough.
Even in the evening, we were like kind of dressed for warm, like in a light way, but we were still pretty warm. Like it was a warm night. And these people, I guess it cooled off a little bit, didn't it? I think it got cooler.
think that was the night it got chilly.
So it got chilly, but like not at the beginning. And I was just like, how are these people doing it? But so they have dance parties, and they have the entertainment, and the Gertie the dinosaur cookies coming back,
Which everyone loved that cookie.
and they're expanding on the Ollie the gingerbread man thing. It's like there's gonna be merchandise this year
He
and
was the
photo
first
ops.
original character created by Disney Parks in 30 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That's crazy.
Who was the last?
Figment?
I'm giving you your chance. I think so. I don't know. I didn't actually look at that before.
Interesting. Oh, so he goes, I'm giving you your chance.
Well, that was the answer in my head as I asked the question, but then I started second guessing, because like
You are no better than Star Wars Trivia Man.
actually no, I'm safe. Yeah.
You are no better than Star Wars Trivia Man.
No, because I didn't look it up on Google.
And argue that the answers are wrong. Anyway,
I almost got in a fight in a trivia. A disagreement is a better word.
he got into a very spirited disagreement
A discussion.
in which he had many other not even Star Wars. It was not the Star Wars fans that were vocal.
It was both.
It was the Star Trek fans that were very. So
It was a trivia night, and I'm going to say it really short.
Yes.
Because otherwise it's going to go forever. Trivia, Star Trek. He used Google. He was wrong. I called him out on it. The moment I did, everybody else jumped in. End of story. Because we're talking about Disney Jollywood.
Yes.
and I don't want to go everywhere else. But I made my opinion known, and I feel bad for the guy a little bit. But don't use Google for Star
fine.
Trek
He's
trivia and host
He's a
it.
director.
So I'm curious,
Yeesh.
with the addition of skating, with there's more characters. It actually looks like they've expanded the characters quite a bit.
Mhm.
If you were a local, would you
Mhm.
go back?
Sure.
Like, because to me, it's not as big as like Oogie Boogie Bash yet.
So can I be dumb?
Sure.
Cool.
I don't know what that means.
I'm being dumb.
Okay, go ahead.
Ice skating is enough for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I love ice skating. I think ice skating is very fun. The ice skating show at Knott's Berry Farm is one of my favorite things.
Okay.
I think ice skating is very beautiful.
There you
I
go.
love it.
And they're pros.
And they're pros. So here's actually something I was thinking while you were talking. Knott's Berry Farm also gets world acclaimed ice skaters. This is such a weird niche. Like, do you think there's crossover?
And it's for Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be crossover.
Well, I know.
'cause-
I'm saying like, but these people all probably know each other.
Oh, I guarantee it. Yeah.
Like it's like, do you think
It's
they're
not
like
a huge, community. I don't think.
Well, it's not because I know somebody on Team USA and she seems to kind of know
Yeah,
everybody.
It makes sense.
But yeah, no, it was just one of those things. I love ice skating. I think ice skating is very pretty. I also had fun at Jollywood Nights last year.
I did too, and I thought it was like, oh, this is a good foundational year of like you're getting things in place that you can build on and really like run with this.
like the first year of an event never 100% knows what it is.
True. Other than Oogie Boogie Bash, which was amazing the first year.
Okay, but that had Mickey's Halloween party to go off of.
So, like they'd moved locations and like they basically reimagined the thing. So here's my thought on it,
Mm-hmm.
if that's okay.
Sure.
I thought it was a good starting point.
Okay.
I love that they're adding the ice skating.
Yeah.
The thing I would do, and it's what they've done here actually with Oogie Boogie, is let Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam be on nights for the general public. Because it does feel a little bit dated. Like I was surprised because I remember seeing it several years ago and I loved it. And then at the party, I kind of was like, oh, okay.
That was my first time seeing it.
Did you love it or were you like
I was whelmed.
Yeah. So I'm like, I would not put that behind the paywall.
No.
Like to me, it's not a driver. I would put, if they're going to do I think I heard they're making a new one,
Okay.
like a new story with them. Like maybe do something new with that, make a new version of it, or maybe you pull from some of the stuff that's happening in the party and you make it kind of this grand finale of Muppets, Jack Skellington,
Yes.
Mickey and Minnie ice skating somehow. Like you could do silhouettes or something and then fireworks.
Yes, that's 100% the correct action. But Hollywood Studios, where's Hollywood Studios set? Where's the park location set? California. You know what else happens in California? Not snowing. Do you know what we do on Main Street? Do you
Snow?
think it could snow?
Oh, you want to put in
I want
believe
to.
in holiday magic?
No, I
Oh.
just want the snow moment.
Oh,
Do you think it could
but
snow?
I love their snow moments. Their snow moments are really pretty.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm being a punk.
The other holiday party that they have at Walt Disney World, which is the ever popular Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. It's got fireworks. It's got a stage show. It's got another stage show.
doesn't have the Muppets.
It's got cookies and drinks that you get throughout the nights.
That
You
does
do
sound
not get
appealing.
that at Disney Jollywood Nights. You
Mm-mm.
get a treat as you're leaving this year, which I don't think we got last year.
We got coasters.
Okay, they're giving a cookie or something this year. I don't know, but it's also got the Christmas parade
Okay.
for them. That's when you see the Christmas parade other than Christmas week at Walt Disney World.
That's wild.
My question for you:
Mhm.
if you only get to pick one, Very Merry or Jollywood?
Jollywood because the Muppets.
Okay.
Muppets and ice skating.
Okay.
What's yours?
I'm mixed because I actually really would love to see. I think I'd have to go Very Merry just because I haven't seen it.
That's fair.
I that is kind of on that list of things I want to do someday because the parade looks cool, the fireworks look cool, the castle stage show looks like a lot of fun. I don't think I would bother trying to see the characters because those lines look ridiculous from what I've seen. Cookies could be fun.
I like cookies.
Hot cocoa could be fun. Like all that stuff. So that's the one I would go with probably.
Fair.
If I had to choose, which I'm going to. Epcot Festival of the Holidays returning to Walt Disney World on November 29th. And the reason I bring it up is because we went to this last year and it was ridiculously fun.
I want more Barn Santa.
Barn Santa and Père Noël.
Père Noël.
And who was the green one?
Father Christmas?
Father Christmas. And there were so many fun different...
What's the Italian one?
Oh, Bella...
Witch.
What was her name? Something Bella something.
But she was the Italian witch.
Yeah, she was great. Like there were so many fun stories and nods to different traditions from around the world. And I actually think it's one of those. I would love our Festival of the Holidays to be something like that.
100%.
I don't know how we would do that because we don't have the same space that Epcot has.
We don't?
But even if you had like in the Paradise Garden stage or whatever, if you were to have throughout the day different storytellers come in and tell the stories of the holidays and whichever version, I think that'd be very fun. And we do it to a lesser extent with the musicians, but
edutainment.
Yeah. And Epcot nails it. Like Barn Santa in particular. And
it was the third or fourth night of Hanukkah, I believe, when we were there. And so we also got to see the Hanukkah storyteller.
And that was cool too.
Which I really liked. He had Hanukkah socks. That made me want dreidel socks real bad for the week of Hanukkah.
Yeah.
No, I think that truly when I think Festival of Holidays at Epcot, I think of the storytellers. The food is great, the cookies are great, all of those, but I think of the storytellers because that is this unique perspective that Epcot gets to bring. Like I think of these kids sitting around getting to watch these stories. They get very involved. Like Barn Santa, they're like, he's right there.
It's very cute.
Cars Land Car Santa stories.
Yeah, why not? Like I love that idea.
Would love to see that. I liked the idea of like
you could do it. You could just do one per land too.
Yeah.
Like that would probably work.
Cowboy Santa in Frontierland.
Well, no, because we're DCA.
Future Santa in Tomorrowland.
Okay. Finally, Hercules the musical. I think it's a heroic new musical or something like that. Is opening next year on the West End in London. Yeah. Next summer, which I think is amazing and long overdue. That and I feel like Hercules the musical and Hunchback of Notre Dame are the two musicals I really want to see in English.
Yes.
Well, I say that because they've both been in Germany.
Yeah, I know.
Which is interesting that that's the path they take. But hopefully it does well in England. And then we get something in New York or on tour or something, because I am absolutely intrigued by this.
You know who's on Broadway right now and just got nominated for a Tony and didn't get it? Roger Bart.
Oh, yes. I was like, well, Josh Gad's not anymore, but...
No,
okay.
Roger Bart.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Bart, who is currently... Do you know what he was nominated for a Tony for?
Back to the Future,
Emmett
right?
Brown.
Yeah, I thought
in
so.
Back to the Future, the musical.
But the Hunchback version is not in a place I can see it, and that's the problem.
Are you going to fly to London?
I've heard the soundtrack. I really liked it.
Yeah. I think that these are two traditional Disney Renaissance musicals. Are these Disney Renaissance? I'm counting them as Disney Renaissance.
Sure.
And it's like you think Little Mermaid has gotten this treatment, Beauty and the Beast, but it's because they're not princess movies. They have not gotten this treatment. And I think that's criminal.
Do you think it's that, or do you think because they weren't Howard Ashman? Because I actually just think the ones that started out are mega. Like, to me, they've gone with the ones that are guaranteed home runs.
He doesn't know what a slime tutorial is. I'm gonna have to teach him that. I'll teach you that. It's fine.
Okay.
Music Circus. Oh, they did a version of Hunchback at Music Circus.
See, that would have been cool.
That would have been great. You have to give us the heads up.
But that's really cool. But no, I think they probably went with the ones they did because they knew they were safe bets from a monetary standpoint. And I think they thought the same with Tarzan, and it just didn't work out the same. So they went back and like, oh, Frozen's safe. And now that'll be closed everywhere too, which blows my mind because I thought that one would last longer. But you know, everything has its timeline.
I was actually very interested in the group at Pride Night, the musical group.
Mm-hmm.
They did the version of Let It Go that I believe was the Broadway version of Let It Go instead of the film version.
It's possible. I wasn't.
There was a
paying that
line
close of
change
attention.
that I was like, I think that's Broadway.
That would not surprise
Broadway
me.
lives.
Well, it was all stage arrangement, so it's very possible.
Close enough. Welcome back, Animazement.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good. All right, welcome to Geeks Corner Plus. It is that time where we will answer any questions you might have or comments. We will do our best to address them as we head into the end of the show. So feel free to throw them in the comments, and we'll do our best to answer.
Why? Can I ask something dumb? Why was the show called It's Halftime?
Halftime? What's the date?
6/25.
What's in 6 months?
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to say halfway to the holidays because that's overdone.
I was like,
no.
Were we talking about sports?
No, we're not talking about
Were we talking about the fact that Travis Kelce, Sir Sports Ball, was on stage at the Eras Tour for I Can Do It With a Broken Heart? Is that what we're talking about?
No.
Oh, interesting. That's not what we're talking about. Well, that's what I'm talking about. No. I won't do that to you guys. Oh my God. Indiana is the sleepiest little puppy. I'm going to take a picture of it right now because he is sleeping with...
He's on his back with his...
He's like this.
We'll put it on the Patreon. It'll be up after the show. Yes. No, it'll be very cute.
It's fine. His grandma needed a photo of him.
I don't see any comments. So
comments?
Katie, what should people do?
Go to dapsmagic.com. Check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens. Subscribe to our mailing list and find our Patreon where you can find all the cute pictures of a widow puppy dog.
There you go. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We've got a ton of videos going up and we are closing in slowly. Well, not that slow. We're moving along pretty good. On 100,000 subscribers, we'd love to get there as soon as possible. We'd love your help. And make sure to also join our Chalk Walk team at chalkwalk.org/dapsmagic. But that is all the time we have for you this week. So we will see you around the corner.
Ka-chow.